Hello everyone, this is Dr. Abhigya, and today we will be talking about a very important topic that many people in our medical fraternity or people during their medical journey come across is to drop or not to drop. So you can ask yourself following three questions and get an answer for yourself. This will help you in deciding whether you should drop or not. Number one would be to analyze and write down, no matter how small you think the point is, just write it down on a piece of paper of whatever went wrong during current phase of preparation in your previous attempt. Whatever went wrong, you have to write it down. Number two would be, what changes are you going to make in next attempt or your preparation? What different things will you do which you think will be significant in you cracking the paper? Third would be to breathe, to relax, to calm down, and just think on the point that how important is this exam for you. I will be giving some advice to NEET-UG people, and you're completely free to skip it or not pay much attention to what I'm saying or my advice if you have already made up your mind, right? But I will try to help those who really need some kind of help. And in the following, I will be dividing it into two parts: somebody who had one drop and two or more than two. So if somebody is having one drop, I think there is no point in shying away from another drop. It's fine. If you're passionate about being a doctor, you can give it one more try, and all the best for whatever you're deciding in future. Before, I would like to address something that I came across, something as partial drop and complete drop. Partial drop is something in which you enroll yourself in some graduation program while preparing for NEET-UG again. Now, if you should go for a partial drop or a complete drop, I would tell you, please write down pros and cons of each and just see what out of both which provides you or matches well with your study habits or study practices, which will help you more. Go for that. It's up to individual choice, usually, I'll say. And the people who have done two drops or more than two drops, I think we'll talk about them in detail. But first thing I'll ask you is, are you passionate to be a doctor? And in this passion, I would like to tell you, do not consider your parents' aspirations or your parents' wishes for you to be a doctor. Actually think, is this something you want to do when you grow up? And it includes, like, are you okay serving helpless people at the cost of your own health without taking money into consideration? Because if you are going to become a doctor, you think when you become a doctor you will become extremely rich. I'm going to tell you, you will be very disappointed. And on an average, doctors end up earning a very average salary for and ends up losing most of their 20s and 30s to make a name for themselves and to specialize in certain things. So you have to be really passionate toward the job rather than money. And if money is your primary concern, I would ask you to go into some other professions which promise a better money, but better money at less number of years. And number two will be, if you are okay with this, like you are passionate to become a doctor and you say yes to whatever I said above, and consider BDS as an option. The problem is, at 11th and 12th, at that level, what we think is BDS is something inferior to MBBS. We do not understand that they are specialists of their own field. And even after taking MBBS, you are going to specialize in something. It's not that after MBBS you are going to treat the entire body. You will become specialist. Example I'll give, such as a neurosurgeon, somebody who operates on brain; cardiac surgeon, somebody who operates on heart. Right? You end up specializing in one body part. And what BDS is doing is specializing you in one part. And if you are skillful and you're good at your job, you will be very rich even after BDS. Now, another point I'll give is, okay, you do not want to consider BDS. You are very adamant that you want to do MBBS. You're very adamant that you want to do MBBS. Now, there are two options that you can consider. Number one, if your family can afford, go for private college, no issues. Number two is FMGs or foreign medical graduates. These are people who go abroad for their MBBS degree and then come back to practice in India. Number one is it's cheaper than private colleges in India. Number two, you have to give a qualifying exam after coming here. The problem with FMG, I think, is ki after qualifying exam you have to do internship for 1 or 2 year, and the number of seats available for internship does not match up to people who are qualifying. That is an issue, and I'm going to attach some Twitter screenshots from Dr. Deepak. You can go through this in detail and make a decision for yourself. As far as I know, few people who are FMGs, they ended up qualifying easily, and now they are doing their internship in reputed hospitals across Delhi. So it's fine. It is a good option to consider rather than wasting your time in drops. You can later use the same years to do your internship where you will be working and earning a salary also. At the end, to summarize myself, I'll say if you have dropped 2 times or more than 2 times already, I do not think in long run it will be worth it to drop more. However, if you are very clear in your head that you want to be a doctor no matter how long it takes, and you're very passionate about it, and you cannot think of doing anything else with your life, and none of the above options strike you as a possible option, your possible reality for yourself, please go ahead. All the best. Be motivated. Do not listen to what I'm saying. It was just a piece of opinion for the people who are confused. If you're not confused, you're very confident about yourself, please go ahead. All the best for your journey ahead. Uh, Put whatever you think, your feedbacks, whatever, everything is welcomed in the comment section below. Share it with your friends who need help, and I'll meet you again. Thank you.